the aircon off. I don't really know why, but they had. I asked him a little bit about describing his day-to-day life, and I noticed he was wearing glasses. And you see he's wearing glasses in the photo. He never used to wear glasses, but most prisoners on death row end up wearing glasses because they never get to see beyond the prison walls. It's not like one of these buildings with windows on the outside. They only have windows on the inside. So a prisoner can never see further than the wall opposite, and so eventually their eyesight starts to deteriorate. The same goes for their knees. They only ever walk on concrete, so their joints start to give way. He was telling me how there's no access to nature. They get really excited if a bird flies in an open window. They put sheets up to stop it getting out, because then they can all experience what a bird flying around. And occasionally a bird will nest in one of the sort of, I don't know, on a window ledge, and they can see it, and they get so excited, and they all turn into birders. Because they're excited to see some nature. And if grass grows between paving stones in the recreation area, they've been known to, he was saying, people will pick up that blade of grass and just to touch it, just to feel what it's like. Troy had a visit from Al Sharpton in 2008, and the warden let them go out into a prison garden area, which is the first time in 10 years that he had been able to walk on grass, not concrete. So he took his shoes off, and he said it was like the Shawshank Redemption. The idea of somebody on death row watching a film about people getting off death row and out of prison, I thought was incredible. He loves his reading. You can have 7 books or magazines at a time. I think it rotates every week, and he said that he has to stop himself from reading stuff too quickly, because otherwise it'll get to halfway through the week and he'll have nothing new to read. As we've heard, he gets so much mail that sometimes he has to go to the mail room rather than them bring the mail to him, because the bags are too heavy, and that's down to a lot of you sending in post, like Angus, for example. And depending on the day, the rotation day, they get 3 or 6 hours outside their cells in a day. So if you imagine, he's spent 20 years spending either 21 hours or 18 hours per day in the same cell. So I just wanted to address why we're here. Martina maintains that it's activism that has kept Troy alive. On the 17th of July 2007, he was supposed to be executed. On the 23rd of September 2008, he was supposed to be executed. And on the 27th of October 2008, he was supposed to be executed. And now it's the 21st of September 2011, he's supposed to be executed. So it's not unprecedented. We can stop this from happening. We all know that there's too much doubt around his case, and we're here to make noise about it. I think they would have heard it when you shouted. I don't claim to know him very well. I've only met him once. He's a humble man, and he would want to say thank you to all of you, and he would be humbled by this. He wouldn't believe that there are this many people so far from where he's from that have turned out to see him, to send their best wishes for him. And I'm kind of keen on Twitter, and I managed to I saw a message that he had written a couple of days ago earlier, that somebody had tweeted out, and I'm just going to read it to you. A message of thanks from Troy Davis. I want to personally thank each and every one of you. You lift my spirits every single day. When I wake up and feel helpless, I thank God there are people like you taking on my cause. I'm asking you to do this for me on September the 16th, to raise your voice loud, because I cannot. Raise your voice so very loud that you're heard all the way here to Georgia. I've done enough time for someone else's crime. I'm ready to be a free man. Raise your voice for me, for my freedom. Thank you so very much, and God bless you. Troy Anthony Davis, September the 14th, 2011. Thanks a lot.
Oh, you're very tall. So our digital campaign this week has been about trying to let as many people as possible know about Troy and encourage them to take action. We've been asking them to email the Georgia Parole Board, and we've been using the hashtag #TooMuchDoubt, which has been getting about 7 or 8 tweets a minute, I think, as far as I'm aware, which is huge. It's phenomenal. The Parole Board are meeting on Monday, so we still have all weekend to keep the action going. As we saw with the mobile phone, I'm not very good with technology, so I'm going to ask Emerson Povey, who's our digital expert, to talk you through taking action now, maybe, if it works. So if you don't have the technology,